Grand Admiral Vex had conquered 47 star systems without ever seeing his flagship take damage. The Imperial supremacy was the pride of the Korthan Empire. 5 kilometers of elegant destruction, shields that could withstand a supernova's edge, and weapons that had reduced entire fleets to expanding clouds of debris. When the human colony of New Edinburgh refused to surrender, Vex didn't even bother with negotiations. He simply arrived with his armada, broadcast the standard ultimatum, and waited for the inevitable capitulation. The response came from an unexpected source. Grand Admiral Vex. A human voice crackled across all frequencies. "This is Captain Elizabeth Frost of the UNSC Ragnarok. You have 30 minutes to withdraw from this system." Vex tactical officer brought up the scan results and paused. "Admiral, you should see this." On the holographic display, something emerged from behind New Edinburgh's moon. The Korthan sensors struggled to quantify what they were seeing. The human vessel was massive, nearly 8 kilometers long, but that wasn't what made Vex's blood run cold. It was rotating. The entire ship was spinning on its longitudinal axis like some enormous bullet, and as it spun, sections of its hull were opening, revealing weapon batteries that bristled from every surface. It didn't look like a ship. It looked like a cylinder of pure violence. "What kind of ship design is this?" Vex demanded. His science officer's voice trembled. "Admiral, our databases have nothing like it. The rotational velocity is generating artificial gravity through centrifugal force. But that means every deck, every weapon, every system is designed to function while spinning at." She paused, recalculating 3 rotations per minute. "That's insane," Vex said flatly. "The crew would be incapacitated. The systems would tear themselves apart." Captain Frost's voice returned. "You have 25 minutes, Admiral. I suggest you use them." Vex made his decision. "All ships, open fire. Destroy that abomination." The Imperial Armada unleashed enough firepower to glass a planet. Plasma lances, quantum torpedoes, and graviton beams converged on the Ragnarok in a display that lit up the system like a second sun. The rotating dreadnoughts' shields flared brilliant blue and held. "Impossible," Vex whispered. "Admiral," his tactical officer said, voice cracking. "The rotation, it's distributing the energy across the entire shield envelope. No single point is taking sustained fire. And the weapons? The Ragnarok returned fire. But because it was rotating, its weapons never fired from the same position twice. Korthan point defense systems, trained to track and intercept incoming fire, couldn't adapt fast enough. Railgun slugs moving at relativistic speeds punched through shields designed to stop energy weapons. Missiles emerged from launching bays that were already rotating to safety before countermeasures could lock on. 3 Korthan destroyers vanished in nuclear fireballs within the first 30 seconds. Evasive maneuvers. Vex screamed, but the Imperial supremacy was built for dominance, not agility. The human Dreadnought closed the distance with impossible speed, its rotation creating a defensive sphere that nothing could penetrate while its weapons carved through the Korthan formation like a scythe through wheat. "How are they not dead?" Vex's navigator shouted. The G-forces from that rotation should be liquefying the crew. They didn't know. Couldn't know. Humans had been born on a planet with punishing gravity, had spent millennia adapting to forces that would kill most species. The Ragnarok's crew wore pressure suits and took stimulants that would be lethal to Korthan physiology. They trained in centrifuges until they could function at forces that would black out any other species. The Imperial supremacy fled, its escorts scrambling to follow. 5 didn't make it. In the Ragnarok's rotating command deck, Captain Frost watched the Korthan armada scatter. The artificial gravity from the spin kept her boots planted firmly on the deck, the constant rotation as natural to her crew as breathing. "Should we pursue, Captain?" her weapons officer asked. "Negative," Frost replied, watching New Edinburgh on the view screen. "Let them run. Let them tell the Empire what happened here." And they did. The tale spread through Korthan space like wildfire. The humans had built a ship that violated every principle of naval architecture, that turned its own movement into a weapon, that made its crew endure conditions that would kill anyone else. The Korthan Empire, which had never retreated from anyone, added a new protocol to their tactical database. If you encounter a rotating human dreadnought, you run. Because humanity had looked at the conventional rules of space warfare and asked a very human question, but what if we just didn't follow those? The Ragnarok remained on station at New Edinburgh, spinning endlessly in the void, a monument to human ingenuity and stubborn refusal to fight fair. After all,